A basic calculator in Python. Making a calculator in Python. Write a program for a calculator in Python. So let's get started. So far we've learned about print statements, elif, else, if statements, and basic operations in Python. We also learned about taking inputs from a user. So today we're going to be combining all of these topics, and we're going to make a calculator. So let's get started. First of all, we'll have to ask for the numbers. This calculator will only be able to calculate the product or quotient or sum of two numbers. So here we'll create a variable called number1. This variable will hold the value of the first number. And here we want it to be an integer, not a letter, but a number. So int is the short form of integer in Python. Next, we're going to create two sets of parentheses. In the first one, we'll put input because we want the user to input the first number. And in the parentheses, we'll put our prompt in quotes. So let's put enter your number in here. Enter your first number. And when we run this program, it's gonna ask us to enter our first number. And let's say I have 5. It will do nothing because I have no other line of code after this. Okay, now we want to create another variable called number2 for the second variable, for the second number. And this variable will store the value of the second number. We want it to be an integer again. After that, we put two sets of parentheses. In the first one, we'll write input because we want the user to input the second number. In the second pair of parentheses, we'll write some double quotes or single quotes, and we'll write enter your second number. And if we run this program, it'll ask us for our first number and our second number. Okay. So now we have to ask the user for the operation they want to do. So here we'll put operation, and we'll set that equal to an input. Now, we want the user to input the operation they want to do. And we're going to make a set of parentheses, and inside of that we're going to put some quotes. Now let's write enter the operation. And in another set of parentheses, I'm going to put the plus sign, minus sign, multiplication, and division sign. Okay. So far, let's just run the program. Here asks us to enter the first number. And let's say we have 5. Enter your second number, 9. Enter the operation. Let's say I want to multiply these two numbers. It didn't give us our answer because we didn't program anything for the answer. So let's do that right now. Now we have to set up some conditions. So if the operation is equal to the positive sign, now since the user is going to enter a character and not a number, we're going to have to put the quotes around the plus sign when doing the if statement. If the operation right here, if the user enters a positive sign, or if they want to add these two numbers, then what the program should print is the first number, number 1, plus number 2. Okay, so let's test out the addition operation. Enter your first number, 5. Enter your second number, 7. Enter the operation. I want to add these two. And it'll give us 12, because 7 plus 12, 5 is 12. Okay. Now we're going to copy these two lines 4 times. Okay, so for the addition, we got it already. Now we're going to do it for subtraction. So we're going to change these two in subtraction, and we're going to write elif over here. Because after doing elif, we have to do elif. So let's change the signs for each of these over here. Okay, the second condition is saying, else if the operation is equal to subtraction, then the program has to print the first number minus the second number. And the third condition says, else if the operation is equal to multiplication, then the program should print the first number times the second number. Else, now, since it's the last condition over here, we can just write else over here, because there aren't any other operations other than these 4. So else, if it's any other operation, which is only division, print the first number divided by the second number. So let's try out our calculator. So here we have our terminal. Enter your first number. Let's say we have 25. Enter your second number, 89. Enter the operation. Let's say I want to multiply these two. Or let's say I just want to divide these two. So 25 divided by 89 is equal to 0.280898887, and so on. And this is how you can use all of these topics to make a basic calculator in Python.